And many of you have been getting ready for this next round of weather ahead of the big temperature drop. 10 TV News reporter Kevin Landers has this look at how you're bracing for the freeze.
Inside Clintonville Hardware, ice melt is going fast by the bag and by the 40-pound bucket. Jeff Warner is preparing for the worst.
This is going to be a long, cold winter.
He bought enough salt for his house, his daughter's house, and his business.
I'm thinking optimistic. This is all I'll need, and hopefully it'll warm back up.
Owner Russell Catalfamo says along with ice scrapers, shovels, and ice melt, one of the hottest items is this.
A lot of people have been coming in buying lock de-icer. They squirt it in the lock and it basically keeps it from icing up.
Speaking of icing up, plumber Jim Sloans offers some simple winter weather tips.
They tend to leave the hose connected to the outside hose spigot. So just make sure that you want to disconnect the outside hose spigot and take this off.
Then turn off the water, he says, to prevent freezing. Once inside, he advises to open the cabinets underneath the sink.
And that way you can let the warm air of the house get up underneath here.
Then he says run a small amount of warm water out of the faucet.
It's much harder for water to freeze if it's moving.
The pending storm sent waves of people to the grocery store.
We are stocking up.
Lines were long at all 14 checkout stations at this Giant Eagle on North High Street.
A lot of canned goods, meats, soups.
Many of the shoppers told us they were hunting for food items they could cook just in case the power goes out. So whether it's food, fuel, or ice melt, the winter storm is forcing people to prepare now.
I'm not going out.
With the hope the storm won't be as wicked as predicted. Kevin Landers, 10 TV News.
And plumbers say 90% of their calls after this storm will be about frozen pipes on an outside wall. They are also warning people with outside patios with sinks to turn off the water to avoid freezing.